Okay, so I just recorded a video and then somehow I didn't save it. So I'm doing this again, which, oh, so annoying. Anyway, here's one that I already made for you that saved The World According to Humphrey. So now I'll make another one. I'll make another one for you. Okay, the first thing I do is I go to Battle of the Books, right? Website. I click on Selection of Titles Book Lists. I find the Medium 20 book list for the year that you're looking for. And then when you click on it, you're just going to have to, it's going to not open a new page. You're just going to have to scroll down. Okay, so I just made The World According to Humphrey. We have The Sword in the Tree, Dandelions, Enormous Egg. We don't have Dory Phantasmagory. So I'm going to go ahead and make that one. Ideally, you're going to want to make sure that the book cover that you find an image of matches what the library has. I don't know what they're going to buy, so I'm just going to go ahead and make one, and if it doesn't match the libraries, you can make a new one. Anyway, so I just go to Google and search up that book title. Oh, I have a meeting in 7 minutes. Hopefully I can do this in 7 minutes. And I go to images, and it looks like this is the one. There's lots of those. These ones seem to be like spin-offs or whatever. So I'm going to go to one of these. I know Amazon doesn't really work. Maybe if I go to Target. I'm just going to want to get on the image, right-click it, and say Save Image As. And I'm going to want to make sure down here it says JPEG instead of WebP file. And that says WebP file, so this is not going to work. So I'm going to close that out and try a different one. Okay, let's see this one. Save image as JPEG. Perfect. So here is I'm in my Bob folder, right? There should be a 2025 folder. There's not one yet, so I'm just going to save it in the main thing. But I'm going to Phantasmagory. Hopefully that's spelled right. Phantasmagory. Yep. Okay, it's saved as a JPEG. Save. Okay, the next thing, once you have an image saved, you're going to go back to your Bob folder. Sorry, I have two screens, and so things pop up on the other screen. Okay, so going to my Bob, and so there's the, where is Dory? Right there. Okay, Dory's there. But I'm going to go to this button template, and I'm going to go to this button template here, and there is our blank template. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to click next to this gray button so that you get these gray things around it, and then I'm going to hit delete to get rid of those gray things because those show up in the buttons if we don't, and it's super annoying. Then I go to Insert, Picture, Pictures, and then I find that image, click on it, and there it is. Now we've got to decide what we want as part of her button. And I'm guessing her cute little face with probably part of her cape, but it's totally up to you. Before I start trying to move this around, I'm going to right-click it and do Picture, Layout, and put it behind the text. That way it's way easier to move it around the page. It doesn't get grumpy at you. Just know that there's a little portion of the outside of this that gets wrapped around the button. So, oops, I didn't want to do that. So I try to make it centered inside, but knowing that the outer little bit is going to wrap around the button. So I don't want to cut too much of her off. So I think maybe a little smaller. Okay. So this white part is mostly going to get wrapped around the button. Maybe a little bit will show, so maybe I should move her over just a little bit. So she won't be quite centered in the button, but there won't be any white showing either. Okay, once I've decided where I want her to be, then I'm going to crop the picture. So I come up here to crop. Sometimes you can right click and do crop. And then I just crop it so it's about the size of the circle. There's going to be a little bit white part, but that's okay. Now I am going to click on the picture. You'll know it's clicked by the gray circles and squares. I'm going to hit Control C for copy, and then Control V. And they're just going to layer on top like this. I'm going to make a bunch of them. And then I start filling them in. And if you want to fast forward the video, feel free. And I don't make sure these are perfect. You can if you want, but it just makes me crazy to, I don't want to move that circle. Put that right back where I found it. Move all of these to where they need to go. Ooh. That green thing is just trying to tell you where the margins are, but you can ignore it. You just have to wiggle it around and tell it who's boss. Okay, and then I can just keep pasting some more. All right, and then once you get here, the biggest thing to remember at this point is to not just save this, because then you're going to save over your blank template. So you're going to want to file, save as, browse, you're going to want to go back to, oh, I've got 2 minutes. Okay, back to Bob. And you're going to go to, you're just going to save it. Dory, Phantasmagory. So I just click there and then I take off this JPEG. And now it will save it as a Word document. Okay, now to save it as a PDF, you just hit File, Print, and then you should have an option to print to PDF. If you don't, let me know. Then you hit Print, and then it will just open up a thing for you to save. So there's my Bob, and then I'm just going to do Dory. Phantasmagory. Come on. Please. There we go. Okay. And then there it is. And then I'm going to hit save down here. And now when you go into the folder, into Bob, there is your image. This is that Word document, and this is the PDF. And then you can take this PDF and go to the Google Drive. Okay, so I started a 2025 3-4 buttons, right? So I started that folder, but if you were just in Google Drive, you go to Bob, 2025, 3-4 buttons. There's the World According to Humphrey, which I made. Then you can hit New, Upload, and find your Dory Phantasmagory. That's the PDF with that red next to it. And then there it is. So now when you go to the library, you can just get on your Google Drive and print it from there. And that is it.